Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you today?
I'm doing well, doing well. It's Friday. It's kind of sunny outside, so can't complain too much.
Nope, can't complain at all. Okay, so guys, as you come into the room, please give us that thumbs up. Just because we asked you to. Today we are going to talk about Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episodes 7 and 8. Okay, so basically, a quick summary of this episode. We have Martha and Michael, shallow meet shallow, Inez and Bronson. What did Bronson ever do to the matchmakers to deserve this? Um, Lauren and Matthew, the cougar and the virgin, and we have a deflowering. Elizabeth and Sam. We have a groom that's MIA, a honeymoon no-show, and a bitter, bitter bride. And then last but not least, we have our first group dinner. This basically was a total mess. Sam comes up out of the blue. Inez is scouting for a new partner. Jessica decides to go toe-to-toe with Mike over BS. And the guys are basically pressuring poor little Matthew about his cherry. Let's go couple by couple because each of them have gone. This is the last batch, right? That's gone on honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. So the first one up was Martha and Michael, and they have gone to Samoa for their honeymoon.
It looks beautiful. And those
Mm-hmm.
two, to me, are so funny because, like you said, shallow me shallow. That's, they just, basically, they're just going to be, it just seems like they're more like hookup buddies than husband and wife. All they look at is the physical. Like,
She's very fixated on the
mm-hmm.
physical in a very overt way, whereas Sam is also fixated on the physical, but from like a little stalkerish way. Like
You mean
I
Michael, right?
thought, oh yeah, Michael, sorry. When she appeared in that bikini the
Right.
first time and he was in the pool, I
He
was
was
wondering
scared.
what he was doing.
Oh,
I wanted to check that pool water afterwards.
he was like, what?
Yeah. And basically like they were taking selfies and she was
Mm-hmm.
showing him how to pose, and then she like talked about his hair, like he ties it down so it doesn't get frizzy. Like we all have frizzy, I suffer from frizzy hair. I shouldn't say we all have frizzy hair, but let me know your secrets, Michael. I need to know how to contain my frizz. But to me, it didn't seem like they were really trying to get to know each other.
No, 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 no.
Like trying to compare selfie poses, that's not a marriage to make. And he was dying to ask her questions, but didn't. I don't know if he was too shy or what have you, or is he just intimidated by Martha? Um, she didn't seem very interested in getting to know him at all.
Exactly.
So they got their what is it? The honeymoon box? The honeymoon.
The
What are they?
honeymoon.
It's the
Oh,
honeymoon box of questions. And they're on a beach this time, and she's in another amazing bikini, and he's kind of like struck stupid because her tatas are out. And they finally, like, he finally asked the question that he wanted to know. Are you attracted to me? And she said, yes, my God. Duh.
right.
I just think they're a waste of time. I don't think that they're going to last.
No.
They look
It,
very pretty, but I don't think they're going to last.
no. Who next?
Oh, you don't have any thoughts on them?
No, you said them all. I completely agree. It's all superficial right now. And how long is that going to last? Is my question. Are
Yeah.
they going to go deeper? Are they going to actually ask like those like deep questions like what was your past relationship like, how many were you in, do you have any children, things of that nature. I want to see more than just, oh my god, you're attractive, oh my god, you're pretty. We see that, we
Yeah.
understand, we got to.
Yeah. Okay, so the next couple is Inez and Bronson. I feel so bad for him.
I want Bronson to run and just don't look back.
He
Run
seems
and
like a nice guy. So what? He was a stripper.
run and then sue the matchmakers because he's a nice guy. He's like so was he was a stripper. Like obviously he was a successful stripper if he was able to start 3 companies. I'm going to need her to think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So they find out that they're going to Port Douglas for their honeymoon. That's somewhere in Australia. Quite honestly, I think he holds out a lot of hope for Inez because at the start of the episode, he's like, I just think she's a hard nut to crack. What? Okay, you go ahead with that. So they get to their honeymoon spot. Um, they go to a zoo, I think it is, or petting zoo or something like that. Well, anyway, they bring out snakes. He loves it because originally he's from a farm. So he's a farm boy, born and bred. He's not afraid of animals. She apparently has a phobia of reptiles. I think she just likes to complain any chance she gets.
Yeah,
She's a miserable individual, and no
agreed.
one that they would have selected for her would have made her happy. That's how I
Exactly.
feel. But they had their adventure at the zoo. Bronson says that he feels like he's getting to know her more. How?
Wow. I'm not saying
Uh,
it, but okay.
Inez doesn't like how active he is. So what? He tries to stay in good physical shape. Like, I commend anybody who tries to stay in shape because I don't. But okay. I'm not sure who's setting up all these activities. I'm gonna say it's him because she doesn't like any of them. So I don't think she would set up an activity she doesn't like. But the next activity is parasailing. This is what confused me with her. She's done it before. She admitted to doing it before, but she freaks out. And I think it was all an act
Yep.
just so that she could curse this guy out in public.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Um, at least he
Yeah.
told her what I was thinking. Now I can understand why you're single.
Exactly. Good job, Bronson.
Yes.
See,
Because it's,
I'm team Bronson all the way. So
yeah, it's like she's really abusive to this guy. She's like, that was so uncalled for on the boat, that major cuss out session that she did. He was actually trying to help her, saying,
yeah,
just like calm down, like breathe. It's going to be okay. I'm going to be with you. It'll be fun. You've done it before. Like,
super caring, super friendly, super just nurturing. I'm like, do you not know as soon as you like do whatever you do, there's gonna be so many women lined up for him.
mm-hmm. Wait till she finds out how much coin he has, and she's lost it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Um, After that, I think he was just like, I don't even care anymore.
I hate to say this, but I hope he real quick. I hope he winds up with Lizzie and she winds up with Sam and she and Sam are
I don't
miserable
want
after this
him
like
with
is done.
Lizzie. I don't want
No
him with
Lizzie?
Lizzie.
No Lizzie?
No, no, the one, no. Inez could wind up with Sam because they deserve each other. He should leave her just like how everybody else left her. But Lizzie is a bag of batshit crazy. I don't wish Lizzie on anybody. No,
I like Lizzie, but I understand your point of
no,
view.
yeah,
So
no.
after
Mm-mm.
Inez and Bronson, since we've determined that Inez sucks and Bronson's great. So who's next?
Um, let's see. Lauren and Matthew.
Love them. Glad they got it on. I just enjoy them. I mean, I won't say they're boring. I won't say boring, but they're just cute and easy. And so,
Yes.
and I root for them because
Yes.
they generally have a connection. You can see it, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
how even though they weren't featured, Jules and Cameron have that connection.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jules
And
and Cameron, right?
yes.
Yeah,
The redheaded girl with
yeah.
the cricketer. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So here's what I found so interesting with this couple. It wasn't even anything to do with their chemistry or anything like that. It was how nerves and anxiety manifested physically in this man to make him so ill that they had to take him to the emergency room.
Mhm.
I found that so fascinating. And I was just like, it's amazing what the mind can do to control the body. But
Mhm.
props to this girl, Lauren, because she, for someone who did not know him, was kind, was patient, was supportive, and understanding. And like even in the tub, he looked so stiff. Like he looked like he was going to implode on himself.
Mhm.
She's like, "Are you comfortable?" He's like, "Ee." No, he wasn't.
No.
No, he wasn't. But you were there. It wasn't what you wanted, but you stuck with him when he had to go to the ER. You know, you stayed 6 hours with him. And then you came back, and I think that's when they did it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her because that's what he needed. That's what he told the matchmakers he needed. He needed somebody who would understand him. And because he's so introverted, hold like not physically, but guide him through it, hold his hand to help him be a little bit more extroverted. And that's what she did. She got that cherry. Good for her.
And I told her she was happy because she's like, I can train you the right way. I can train you like how I need you to be trained.
Mhm.
So she's
Mhm.
good, and she's just a cool person too. So that's a
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah. Then we have the last of the four couples. Oh, and where did Lauren and Matthew, they went to South Australia for their honeymoon.
Mhm.
Um, okay. Australia is really large, y'all. So, like, I guess because I think it was Lauren who said I had never been there before and she was
Yeah.
really excited to go. Like, wow, it's kind of like the States. Like, there's plenty of places in the States. Like, I've never been to Alaska and I would like to go when it's not cold, though, like in the summer
Right.
for that 1 month. Okay, so now we have the final couple, Elizabeth and Sam. And she's still by herself in Sydney. Sam has gone to the funeral of his ex-girlfriend's mother in New Zealand. Um, Basically, she's just left out in Nowheresville. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. He's not returning any of her calls or texts. He hasn't called himself. It's been days. She left him a voicemail. Nothing. Like, what is a person supposed to think? Like, these people had 5-day honeymoons,
Right.
and you didn't reach out in all those days.
Right.
That's shady.
I don't blame her for being mad and being upset because you feel like you're abandoned and you just got married and you don't even know this
Hmm.
person yet. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, that was crazy. I think I would have just. I probably would have gone to the major matchmaker like, look, this is the situation. What are your thoughts? This is not, but they don't. They can't because that will ruin the matchmaker's perspective during the dinner, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, because when all the honeymoons were over, all of the couples come back to Sydney, and so the matchmakers seem to be looking at this
Mhm.
group dinner from a remote room or like watching video footage or something like that. And they see all of the couples come in, and she comes in by herself. And like it's then that they find out what's happened as she's telling the others the story.
And everybody just about fell out when she walked in by herself.
Cyril wasn't having it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Cyril was
Mm-mm.
like, that's a dick move. Yeah.
Right?
You
She,
should.
she was ready. She was ready to fight Sam for Lizzie.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of crazy. But once once they were like the women gravitated to that, but the men gravitated to poor little Matthew. And I thought Mike was like really, really rude. Mike and Nick at one point, but Nick backed off. Mike then picked it up. And they wanted to know if he lost his virginity or not and tell the details. Nobody's asking the rest of y'all boys about the details of what y'all did or didn't do on y'all honeymoons. Why y'all targeting little Matthew?
Because they see him as like the easiest target.
But Lauren was holding him down. You saw the eye contact, right?
Right. Lauren's a G. You can tell she can throw down when she needs to.
I love her. She would constantly look over there and she's like, I got you. Don't say nothing.
Right.
He held firm. Did he actually tell them that they did anything? I didn't see it.
No, I don't think he actually said anything. Like, you could tell by his face, yes.
He just blush.
Right.
And that's about it.
That's about it.
Oh my God. Okay, so all of the couples as they assemble, everybody's hugging and kissing because like all the girls knew each other beforehand and all the boys knew each other beforehand. And so now that they've all been married, they've come together and they're meeting opposite sex at this one function. This is the first big gathering. And so a couple of things happened at this dinner that kind of freaked me out. Sam decides to return.
That was weird. What killed me was he did a pop-up like nothing was wrong.
Nothing was wrong. And he's like, I didn't get any of your phone calls. And I don't even have a voicemail. I loved it when she pulled out that phone and she dialed and it was his voice. He said, hi, this is Sam. Leave a message. Really?
Exactly. Busted.
What I disagree with was I would not have had that conversation because they had sat down to dinner when Sam walked in. Yeah. And I would not have had a conversation with him at the dinner with all of the looky-loos around.
Agreed.
I would have taken him outside. You know, because she did that the second time she wanted to talk to him. Right. I think she spoke to him one time too many. That's just my opinion. I would not consider moving forward with him if it were me, because the mere fact that you went away for 5 days and never once called me, and whether or not I'm the legal wife, you know, we still took vows. We're in this process together. Are you serious about this or not? And if this was the case that you were going for 5 days for this, you should have taken me.
Exactly. No doubt about it.
He, like you said, he was very blasé about it, very dismissive of her. Mike was popping his nose in all of their business. I didn't appreciate it. And I don't know if I want to see this moving forward because he's the female Inez.
Yeah, he's all about himself. I'm like, yeah, Lizzie, just drop it. Find somebody else because he's not there for you. He's not feeling you. It is obvious.
Yeah. And then speaking of Inez, she had the nerve because she says she still hasn't come to terms with Bronson being a stripper. And he can't figure out her moods at all. He called her her moods Jekyll and Hyde. And like when they were doing their box of questions, you know, she actually can laugh. And he was like, you know, this Inez I like, but the other mean Inez I can't deal with and I don't have the patience for. I don't think you should be dealing with different personalities in one individual. It's just way too exhausting.
Exactly.
And she's like, she wasn't in the best of moods. I think she was more Jekyll than Hyde in the car coming over. And she gets to the gathering and she starts looking for, like, she wants to swap out Bronson. Right. That's how it came over to me. No, I said that's how it came over to me. Like she wants to do a swap out.
Oh, no, that's exactly what she said. Because she said
Yeah.
if any other wives want to donate their husbands, I'm down.
Ew.
And then she saw Sam like, oh, he's hot. That's not gonna. Yeah, she was all over that, and you could see it every turn she was looking at him. I'm like, wow.
Can you do that on this show? Can you
I don't
swap
think so,
husbands?
but we'll find out. I've been hearing things that from people who've already seen it about.
I heard,
I'm not paying
yeah.
attention. I'm not paying attention to it. I want to see it unfold. So this is a whole kind of mess.
Okay. I thought it was in the rules because I've seen like little tidbits online. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So the next thing that came that was of some consequence to me. Why did Jessica need to get up and go over to Mike? That just sounded so stupid. He said that something looked fake,
Right.
so she automatically thought it was her.
She's like, I heard you say it, and you look right at me. I'm like, oh, this is just for the cameras. Oh my goodness,
And then she
no.
expected Mick to back her up, and he's like, "But I didn't even hear it." Oh, and speaking of Mick, has he changed his clothes at all since he was on the farm?
I
He
bet
just
you.
looks gross.
Mm-mm. But I think he probably owns the same of everything like 10 times. So that probably explains why he looks the same. And then Jessica, like, I just really felt she did that for the cameras, purely because if here's my thing, if he had said that, then I'm sure they would have played that back in a flashback.
Mhm.
So I don't believe her at all. Like I think she may have overheard something or misheard something, but I don't think he would say something like that. He's like, why would I? And I'm looking at him kind of sideways too because he's like you know, you're a beautiful girl, you're a pretty
Mhm.
girl. Like why? Like, I
Mhm.
think you're great. I think you're nice. I think you're sweet. And I'm like, you don't even know. Like, do you guys know each other from before? What? How do you know so much about this woman you've just seen one time? How do you know she's all these things? I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm looking like him. Like, hmm.
And how come he didn't shut down for her like how he shut down for his own wife?
Right. Exactly.
Oh my God.
I just found
So
that very
you
strange.
think what Mick accused Jessica of being on the show for Instagram? Is that's what he accused her of
Yep.
a couple shows ago, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of believing him now. To be honest, that's what it's coming across. Because why would you? I don't know many women who would just go confront a strange man about something like
Mm.
she may or may not have heard.
Yeah,
Typically,
and
I would think you would go to your husband first, like, hey, this is what I believe was said. Do you think you can have a discussion with him? But she
mhm.
made it a point to be seen. You know, she made a point to go over to him and to say, you know,
Mhm.
blah 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 blah. I'm like, this is for the cameras, okay. You're looking. This is for Instagram, okay. But she's not even that into him, and it shows.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was more in. She was more into Mike, quote unquote, confronting him than she has been to Nick.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when she finished, like, whatever she had to do with Mike, she went and berated Mick and said,
Right,
you didn't stand up for me. You didn't fight for me." He's like, "I don't even know what's going on.
right. I didn't hear anything. That was the
I
funny
didn't hear
part.
what was said. How can I defend you if I didn't hear what was said?" Which is a
But you
valid
still,
point.
but you still didn't stick up for me. I'm like, okay, you're not getting it. It's okay.
Oh my God. So guys, did we miss anything at the dinner? Like, that was the only things of note from the dinner. Like, I
Right.
didn't even pay attention to see if they ate anything, which
I
is
think they
so
were
not
eating
my
because
thing.
I think they were eating because they said the food's really good. Like they were all saying that this food is really really good. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
It looked good. But then the end when Inez is like, you know, uh, if I were lazy, I would just have as much sex with him as I can before he leaves me.
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
How could she say that? She's the most disgusting individual ever. I thought I had problems with what was her name? Ning
Yeah.
I don't even think I have her down on my list. That's how forgettable she is.
No,
But yeah,
they weren't featured. They weren't featured this episode
no,
though.
as
So
the people arriving, like I wrote down all the names of the people arriving to the
oh
dinner, and I don't remember her arriving to the dinner. I know that they were
oh yeah, they
arguing in
did.
the car, but I don't like I think I have a mental block for her because she's so stupid. She has a really great guy as her pick, and it just seems like she wants to self-destruct without giving it a chance. Like any guy who wants to take on your 3 kids and you should be like praising him. But yeah, I guess so. So yeah, this was Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episodes 7 and 8. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy. So they're finished with the honeymoons. How does this work? They all move into apartments in a building like how ours do? Or do they go
For
home to their respective houses?
what I remember last season, they did home visits, and then I think they chose where to live. Hold on a second. Let
Hmm.
me see.
And at the end of every episode, all of the couples get together for the matchmaker panelists
Yep.
to ask them questions and decide whether they want to stay in the relationship or not.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Right.
That's the part that I'm most intrigued about because that doesn't happen with our version of Married at First Sight.
Right.
So I'm interested. Hopefully, that'll come on next week and we can see that.
Let's see what happened. I'm going for a different season, but oh, this is season 6. So yeah, one season they all lived together, which was interesting. So I don't know. I'm interested to see because I like the apartment style living because it's more fair.
Mm-hmm. Well, if
That's the
these
thing.
people are all, actually living all over Australia, it could be difficult logistically to get everybody together once a week in
Hmm.
Sydney. So maybe they will like set up an apartment building for all of them. Who knows?
Yeah, I can't wait to see because I know there's subtle differences between each show, so that's what I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
To be completely honest.
So, guys, if you're watching this and you have any comments on this, if you know any spoilers, just for me, Jamal won't read them, but just for me, leave them in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this review. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you're sent an alert every time that we release new content. And most importantly, tell a friend. We want more people in the conversation. Until next time, bye.
Bye.